In the first verse of Psalm 82, the text presents a situation that challenges the standard definition of monotheism. It reads, "God stands in the divine assembly. He administers judgment in the midst of the gods." Many readers instinctively assume the word gods must refer to human judges, to the Holy Trinity, or to lifeless idols. These interpretations serve as a filter, allowing the text to align with modern theological systems. However, the ancient Hebrew grammar is precise. The word used for the assembly is Elohim, and it is plural. In this context, the grammar prohibits human or purely symbolic explanations. The biblical authors wrote this passage believing these other spiritual entities possessed real, albeit subordinate, authority. To understand the intended meaning, we must look past modern traditions and recover the supernatural worldview of the ancient people who produced the text. This chart contrasts two ways of defining divinity. Today, we define God by unique attributes, like being all-powerful, but the ancient Hebrew word Elohim functions as a place of residence term. It identifies any being that belongs to the spiritual realm rather than the physical world. Under this definition, Yahweh is an Elohim because he inhabits the spiritual realm, but he is unique within that category. He is the creator of all other Elohim, placing him at the top of a structured hierarchy. The Old Testament describes this hierarchy as a divine council, a heavenly family and administrative body. In 1 Kings 22, the text depicts God seated on a throne, surrounded by the host of heaven, and inviting them to propose how to carry out a specific decree on earth. This administrative structure changes how we read the word Satan in the book of Job. In Hebrew, the term lacks a personal name. It functions as a job title, the prosecutor. This entity was an official within the council tasked with investigating and reporting on human activity. The unseen world is presented as a populated, organized bureaucracy designed to execute the king's will through active partnership. Following the creation of this heavenly host, God established a second family of representatives for the physical earth, humankind. To be made in the image of God is a statement of status rather than biology. In the ancient world, an image was a representative. Humans were appointed to function as God's imagers, his visible staff assigned to manage the planet. Ancient Near Eastern cultures believed their gods lived on mountain peaks or in lush gardens, places where the divine and human worlds met. Because the Bible describes Eden as God's residence, it served as the seat of authority where the heavenly council and the human family were intended to work in tandem. The lands outside Eden were wild and required cultivation. The instructions given to the first humans called for the expansion of this sacred space. By multiplying and subduing the earth, they were meant to turn the entire globe into a mirror of God's headquarters. The universe was designed with a dual structure, Yahweh ruling the unseen realm through divine representatives and the physical realm through human ones. This framework redefines the major conflicts of the Bible, including the Exodus. The events in Egypt functioned as a sequence of targeted strikes against the spiritual hierarchy of the Nile. Each plague challenged a specific member of the Egyptian pantheon. By turning the Nile to blood or darkening the sun, Yahweh systematically disabled the gods, like Re, who were supposedly responsible for maintaining the cosmic order of Egypt. This was a conflict between two rival hierarchies. In Egypt, the pharaoh was the son and physical representative of Re. In the Bible, God calls Israel his son. The Exodus depicts Yahweh and his human imager defeating a rival god and his earthly representative. The physical battles recorded in the text reflect deeper clashes between these competing cosmic administrations. The biblical narrative follows a single structural logic, a creator ruling his connected realms through two families of representatives. To access this story, we have to look past modern rationalistic explanations that strip the text of its supernatural context. We must allow the weird or difficult passages to stand on their own terms. Recovering the ancient worldview changes the way the Bible is read, transforming it from a collection of stories into a coherent map of the seen and unseen world.